name's Rick, and my goal is to help you realize the truth that feeling great is your natural state. So in today's video, we're going to look at one of what I believe to be one of the best books of all time, one which really changed everything regarding the way I look at myself, the world, life, the universe, and everything in between. And I really do believe if you read this book yourself, you will hopefully come to similar revelations as well. Anyway, maybe you've heard it, maybe not, but it is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It was initially released back in 2006, 2007 as a documentary, and then the book followed afterwards. And to sum it up, sure, we'll just read the blurb, best way to do it. But The Secret, it has been passed down through the ages, highly coveted, hidden, lost, stolen, and bought for vast sums of money. This centuries-old secret has been understood by some of the most prominent people in history: Plato, Galileo, Beethoven, Edison, Carnegie, Einstein, along with other inventors, theologians, scientists, and great thinkers alike. Now, the secret is being revealed to the world. So, doesn't give a lot away, but certainly whets the palate, makes you want to, well, I'll say buy the book, open the book. But, in essence, it can be distilled down very, very simply, I believe. And it's also been touched upon in a lot of other books as well. The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. That was actually a much older book. That was 1956, I believe. Very, very, very short. Only about 40 or so pages or so. I would definitely recommend that one as well if you enjoy reading. Also, I believe The Secret as well. Not the same terms, not the same words as such, but it was heavily referenced in, or heavily alluded to in Napoleon Hill's classic Think and Grow Rich. Another all-time classic book. If you look at any top 10 most recommended self-help books, it always is, if not number one, certainly within that list anyway. Anyway, moving back to The Secret. In a nutshell, what it teaches is that you can attract essentially whatever you want into your life. You're only limited by, well, what you can imagine and what you can feel. So, the essence of The Secret is you have to know what you want. It's not just knowing what you want, you have to basically feel like you've already had it. In fact, this was mentioned in the Bible, I believe, but to the best of my recollection, the specific verse was actually redacted. Certainly from the New International Version. I don't know about the other versions. King James Version, I think, was redacted as well. But basically, now this is going back a while, but if I remember correctly, it was whenever God was instructing Moses how to pray. It may have been Moses, may not have been Moses, but basically, he said, seek or ask and ye shall receive. That was the line. I may be paraphrasing, but ask and ye shall receive. And that is essentially it. The original version actually went a little bit further and said, again, I'm paraphrasing, pray or ask with the feeling that you have already received what it is you ask for. And that's what makes all the difference. Typically speaking, when somebody asks for something or is pleading with the universe for something or praying to God for something, they're coming from a place of lack. So whenever you're coming from a place of lack, you're basically emanating this signal of, well, lacking. So if you're giving off this signal of lacking, what you will receive is more lacking. So that's why if you pray or ask or request for whatever it is you're seeking, if you do it from a point of already having, that makes all the difference. So The Secret is essentially that. It's actually described as the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is the secret. The secret is the law of attraction, and it's one you'll never hear about in school because it's useful and can help you in life. More so certainly than likes of Planck's constant. I mean, I think Planck's constant was very useful up to the age of 12. Second year grammar school maybe, and then beyond that, obviously no relevance. Anyway, let's not digress. So, very much recommend watching The Secret documentary, buying the book, and just practice it. There are some really cool exercises in the book, which they're basically ways of testing the law of attraction. You basically put it to the metal. One very, very simple, very easy to do one is try and attract a feather. So what Rhonda Byrne had written in her book is she wants you to visualize a feather, and you can try it yourself right now. visualize a feather, but a very particular feather, a feather with a very specific pattern, and visualize the pattern in your mind's eye, third eye, imagination, whatever you want to call it. So picture the feather in your eye, third eye, mind, and just hold it there. Hold it there. Just keep picturing it, and really, the more details you can imagine, the better. So, like for instance, imagine yourself holding the feather. Imagine the joy or surprise that you would feel when you see the feather in real life, and then you can hold that for a few moments, a few minutes. Doesn't really matter how long. Simply just let it go. Set it and forget it. Set the intention of having the feather, then just let it go. Set the intention, charge it with an emotion, set it go, let it go. And then it's basically up to the hands of fate or the universe or God or whatever deity it is you're looking for or you believe in. And don't actively look for it, because it will come to you when you least expect it. It did with me, and I chose in my mind. It was a very specific blue and white feather. It was just a regular shaped feather, but then one side was distinctly royal blue, the other was distinctly white. And I thought, no, I'll never see this feather. And long story short, I did see the feather. Actually, it was about probably 3 or 4 days after doing the visualization. And I saw it in the strangest of places. I actually saw it. It was as a thumbnail on a comment, or it was a profile in a comment under a YouTube video. And I thought, I thought I was meant to see it in real life. And then I thought back to what I actually did whenever I was, exercising the law of attraction. I didn't actually imagine having the feather. I only imagined seeing the feather. I thought, wow, that's really quite pedantic, isn't it? Anyway, who am I to argue with the laws of nature? But the point is, I'd never seen that feather before anywhere. And then within a week, I had. So you can make of that what you will. That's just one example out of many. I've actually, over the last 3-4 years, I've had countless examples of the law of attraction working in my own life now. Now, you could chalk that up to the reticular activating system, which is it's a neurological mechanism in the brain where we see what we want to see. We basically filter out all the noise and just see what the mind wants to see, or what we want to see, or what we focus on. For instance, if you suddenly decide, oh, I want a black Chevy Camaro, something like that there, chances are you're going to start seeing black Chevy Camaros everywhere. Maybe you've had examples like that before, maybe not, but the reticular activating system, RAS or RAS, it's a very, very powerful tool of filtering in what we want. Now, you could conflate the law of attraction with that, possibly if you're a bit skeptical, maybe, maybe not. Either way, I am more than convinced after all the examples which I have experienced in the last few years that the law of attraction very much is a real thing. And whenever you come to see it for yourself and appreciate it for yourself, it genuinely blows your mind. It's life-changing. And it's also worth noting that it's a double-edged sword. So not only can you attract the good things or the things that you want into your life, likewise you can attract bad things or the things that you don't want into your life. And a prime example of this is, for instance, saying to yourself, I don't want something to happen. So you're saying, I don't want this thing to happen, I don't want this thing to happen, I don't want this thing to happen. The universe does not hear that you don't want it to happen. All it hears and all it receives is the actual outcome, the thing, the body, the entity, the person, the object, the experience. So essentially, to get past that, the trick is simply, that's not even really a trick, it's just focus on the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. It's like you're driving a car and you're trying to park it in a narrow spot beside a curb and you're thinking, don't hit the curb, don't hit the curb, don't hit the curb. What happens more often than not? You tend to hit the curb. So basically the essence of it is, know what it is you want, picture what it is you want, feel yourself having what it is you want, and simply just let it go, just forget it. Because whenever you let it go, you're not holding on to it. You're basically, it's like sending a message out. If you have an envelope and you're wanting to get this envelope to the person you're sending it to, you don't write it and hold on to it. You have to let it go, you have to put it in the post box, you have to hit send in your email. It's as simple as that. Anyway, once you get your head around it and you understand the sheer potential of what you can gain through this method, through this law, it will genuinely, completely and utterly change the way you view yourself, the way you view your life, opportunities, in the world around you, it genuinely is fantastic. You're only limited by what you can imagine. So what can you imagine? What you can imagine basically depends on the story you tell yourself. And the story you tell yourself is, well, we can talk about that all day, but in a nutshell, the story that you tell yourself it's basically a set of parameters. It's a set of truths or laws that you've been conditioned to believe over the course of your lifespan, really. It's from what you've experienced, what people have told you, what you've thought about yourself, things you've heard on the radio, TV, from school, feedback from teachers, basically everything. And it's really like a limiter. It's like a speed limiter. I'm making a lot of car references today. I don't normally do this, but well, not knowingly anyway. So the story you tell yourself is basically limited by all the thoughts and experiences that you've had over the course of your lifetime. And as soon as you start becoming aware of all these thoughts and stories, that's basically whenever you can start pulling these self-limiting beliefs away, freeing yourself, and basically rewriting your story. And the more you can remove these self-limiting beliefs, the more you can utilize the law of attraction to really attract into life what you want. So hopefully that was of some help, some use. I definitely recommend putting it in practice. It doesn't have to be the feather episode example. It could be something as simple as manifesting a cappuccino from, well, it doesn't matter who it's from. That's another thing about the law of attraction as well. Don't worry so much about the method, because it's not your job to worry about the method. You just want to worry about, well, you don't want to worry at all, but you want to know what it is you're attracting. So, for instance, say it's coffee, that cappuccino. Just picture yourself holding that cappuccino. You can smell it, you can taste it, and you're really thankful for it because you love it, and it's how you get your fix, and it just tastes amazing. So, yeah, picture that, feel the gratitude, then just let it go. And it could come to you any number of ways. It could come to you, a customer in work or a patient in work was really thankful for the sight test that you did or whatever service you performed, and they give you a voucher for the local coffee shop, or maybe the manager in your store decided to, get everyone that round of coffees, which he promised you 3 months ago but never did until that day whenever somebody brought it up. But stuff like that there, you don't need to worry about the methods and the mechanics. You basically just have to set the intention that you'll have what it is you want, be thankful for it. I'm saying thankful because, and it was actually Napoleon Hill again who mentioned this, but he used different words, but what he said is, whenever you're praying or sending your request off to the universe, you have to charge it. And this is similar to what I was saying before. Whenever you're asking God for whatever it is you're wanting, you have to say it, make the request as if you already have it, feeling as if you already have what you're asking for. Hill basically said in a more, well, in a less religious way, a more what would be the word? Non-religious, agnostic way, atheistic way, maybe, secular way, maybe. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He said it needs to be charged. Your thought, your request needs to be charged with a positive emotion. So a positive emotion can be anything from love, joy, peace, desire. Desire is a funny one, because desire basically, if you desire something, you're coming from a place of lacking. So no, wouldn't recommend desire, but certainly a positive emotion like love, joy, peace, excitement, thankfulness, gratitude, all those sort of emotions. Those are all the positive emotions that are constructive. So you send your thought off, your request off, your prayer off to the ether, God, the universe, whoever you want, whatever God you follow. Send your request off, charge it with emotion, love, peace, joy, gratitude, any one of those, any of the other positive emotions, and then picture it, feel as if you already have it, and then simply just let it go. Just let it go, because you have to send that letter off. You have to put the letter in the post box. You don't hold on to it. You just let it go and let the universe unfold it for you. And then when you least expect it, it will come into your life. It's just a matter of time. Don't worry about it. Don't pressure the universe. Don't put time on it, because it's not up for us to decide the time scale. And try it. Just try it. A few small, simple exercises. See what you think. I'm not saying believe it. Don't believe it. It's a law. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. All I know is the evidence is unquestionable in my own personal experience, and I know a few other persons in my life who have actually experienced it for themselves. They become consciously aware of it. But you have to just, even a simple YouTube search, and you'll see thousands of testimonials covering the very same topic. So definitely couldn't recommend it enough. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain from trying it. I'd recommend starting off, well, you know the nuts and bolts of now, so you don't even need to. But I would still very much recommend either reading The Secret or watching the documentary on Netflix. It was on Netflix recently, or up until recently. I don't know if it's still there or not, but definitely worth a look. And anyway, until next time, take care and all the best. Thanks very much for watching.